Why, hello there, YouTube. WILDMAN here. Back in the indoor gym, which is pleasant because it has air conditioning, so it's nice and cool. Going to be doing the axle deadlift today, which is a thicker bar than a normal barbell. Doesn't bend like a normal barbell as the weight gets heavier, and is 2 inches thicker in diameter and doesn't have any knurling. So this is going to be a fun day today, I can already tell. And as I'm going up in weight, I'm going to be doing some bar facing burpees. Pretty much you do a burpee, and instead of jumping straight in the air, you jump over the bar and you face the bar again. Really taxes the core, really taxes the chest and legs, and is great explosive cardio. And I'm going to be doing the rowing erg as well. Kind of a great warm up to do for the deadlift, since it's kind of mimicking that same motion. Great also for cardiovascular work. That's going to be the strength giant set for the day. Now I'm still on the road for 500 to reach 500 pounds on a normal barbell, but I'm taking a detour for a second because I was able to hit 500 pounds total with the barbell, but with the chains where it's 500 pounds at the top of the lift. So now I could now switch it up to a different variation of the deadlift. I was kind of thinking about what I need to work on, and I really need to work on moving the bar from the ground. Now, when you have a barbell and the weight gets heavier and heavier, the barbell starts to bend. Now, why that's advantageous to a lifter is because the weight is still touching the ground. So as you're pulling and the weight's getting heavier and heavier as you're going up in weight, the weight continues to stay on the ground as the bar bends. So you're able to get a lot more upright. And as you pull that bar, you're moving it like an inch, 2 inch, up to 3 inches more towards your knees while the weight is still touching the ground. And then those little circular things we call plates suddenly come off the ground. So you're getting a very good advantageous pull because of that bend in the bar. Now, if you're struggling from getting the bar off the ground when it's with a barbell, definitely switch over to an axle bar because that axle bar does not bend. So I'm not getting any forgiveness at all. So it makes me have to really pull hard from the ground and teaches me how to be in a more advantageous position as I'm lifting. I know I like to use that word advantageous. I don't know why I keep using it, but it sounds educated and smart. So that's why I'm using it. So I didn't really have a specific number in mind as I was going up in weight. So I was kind of just moving up by 50 pounds and 40 pounds by adding 25-pound plates on each side and then taking those off and then adding a 45-pound plate, add 25-pound plates again, just keep going up with a 1 rep max just to see kind of where I'm at because it's kind of foreign now since I've been training on a barbell for so long. Because you remember before I actually hit 480 pounds on an axle, which felt like 500 pounds because it just won't bend and it doesn't give off the ground. So the plan was just to kind of go to a 1 rep max with the axle just to see kind of where I'm at again, get familiar with it again, and then drop down for some volume. And that was going to be the most important part of my training was how much volume I was going to do. So if I did a really good heavy rep because my body remembers everything it was supposed to do last time, then I could do lesser weight for volume. But if I don't get to a particularly desirable weight because I have to stop because I just am not able to train on this like I used to, then I would do a heavier volume set for lower reps. So this is really going to depend on how this goes today. So 440 pounds is always the weight that I know I can hit. And it always gives me an indicator on the axle of just how much more I could go up in weight. Because this is kind of like my tester weight. Like I know I can move it, but will it move fast or slow? So today it didn't move as fast as I particularly wanted to. So I kind of knew, I'm probably not going to be able, to go any higher than that. But you know me, I'm wild man. When I'm in the gym, I like to test my limits, see if I can get my body or my mind in the right state so that I'm able to kind of snap out of it and pull a PR. So I loaded 480 pounds on the bar today. And spoiler alert, I don't hit this, but I kind of just wanted to see how far I could get it up to my knee just to kind of indicate where I'm at on the axle bar particularly. So I was able to get it off the ground, but I immediately put it back down and I respect the weight. See, I'm like, okay, please don't hurt me. I'm really sorry I attempted that. So this is going to be the heart or like the absolutely center of this whole entire workout. It's going to be the volume. So I decided since I hit a lower weight than I was anticipating or that I wanted, now I'm going to do a heavy volume set. So I wanted to hit at least 5. And you can see that I'm not doing a rep out. See, it's a lot easier to get the deadlift on the first rep up to the top and then just lower it down and bang out reps, you could do a whole lot more reps. But I'm trying to get better off the ground. So the first rep's always important. So I'm training first reps for volume. So I'm just making sure that I'm letting go of my brace, completely letting go, and starting over from scratch from every single pull so I can get better at that. And the fourth one was definitely a grind, and it definitely seemed like that was the number to stop on for today. So very happy with that. Ended on a positive note. Did the assistance giant set, which was going to be some leg pressing with, those are really heavy weights, by the way. They're like 100-pounders each. And the implement itself is pretty heavy. So I ended up just doing like 2 rounds of like as many reps as I can, which I think ended up being like 8 per round. And I was still doing the burpees and the rowing in between. Then I moved to the accessory giant set. I ended up doing that last easy bar on the bottom, but I was doing 3 rounds and I just worked my way up to a heavy easy bar bicep curl. Just kind of finish off the biceps as they took a beating from the deadlifts. Did some hitchhikers, but did them on the machine. So if you have a pec deck machine, you don't always need to use a band like I do. You could just put your hands out like I am, like you're hitchhiking, and you can hit the same muscles with a band. And then I did some flutter kicks, make sure I was finishing off my inner thighs and my legs and the lower abdomen as well. And that was the total workout for the day. Really appreciate you stopping by. Hopefully that all this work today will carry over into the barbell and I'll be much more explosive off the ground. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.